Again, it's Memorial Weekend here on the farm, and one of the things I wanted to do is a little bit of shooting. And I gotta admit, I normally don't buy refurbished, but I have a Longshot camera to help me see what I'm shooting at so I don't lose so much time walking down to the range to see the target. So I got this little Marksman guaranteed 300-yard reception kind of deal. Comes with a power cord and a tripod. And honestly, guys, these things are terribly expensive. Oh my gosh, it's hard to believe that a camera like this that's got a built-in Wi-Fi in it would cost so much. But I'm fortunate. I waited it out for a while and was able to pick up this refurbished one at a fraction of the price. Now, hopefully it holds up well. That's always the hope, right? But the kicker is I get so very little time to actually go to the range and shoot on the farm, even though the range is right on the property, because of all the other things that have to be done. And then when I go to the range, I'm walking 200-300 yards down it all the time, to go check the targets. I thought maybe this would just save some time, make it a little easier where I could go out and shoot for a half hour and not spend all my time going downrange. So, obviously, I had to set it up, which wasn't tough. You put the tripod on it, and you start whacking at the target. And I am not kidding you. This is the view from my phone. So I turned on the record button on my phone, and you're looking at it through an Android phone. It's pretty nice in that regard. It has a little bit of difficulty downloading the video once I record it because it's a little bit large, and I had to download it to my Google Drive. But regardless, I am sitting back at 200 yards trying to shoot this target with a relatively new gun, and this weapon is doing the best it can. It's probably more accurate than I am, so we're not here to look at my qualifications of a MOA group at 200 yards, but I'm trying. First 3 rounds go off without a bang. The nice part about it is the camera seemed to work well. I could see them 200 yards away, not a problem. And I was able to play with some of the features, and since I'm recording it on my phone, anything I do with the features, it records, so I get to at least show you a couple of things that I thought were kind of neat. When you shoot at a target, it's nice sometimes to know the order of shots. Well, is that really a flyer? Was that my 3rd shot, or was that my 4th shot? Well, with this, you can do it. This thing has the ability to mark shots. I'm marking them here by touching the screen with my finger. And there's different sizes of dots you can use to mark. That's called a 3x dot that I'm using. It says that down the bottom right corner, so it's a fairly large dot. And as you zoom in and you put it over the top, you can see it's pretty big. So I'm just going to change it down to a 1x, smallest dot that they let you put on it, and I'm going to put that on it. So one thing nice about this, you can switch colors too. So you can mark certain ones so you remember the pattern or you remember which one belonged to which group. I found that kind of nice too. That's what it is. So as I went into measurements, I wanted to get that turned on. It was a little bit more tricky for me to get it turned on. One of my settings on my phone was preventing me from interacting with that screen. But it only took me a few minutes, and I was able to get the thing back up, get down to measurements, and get the little slide bar on top moved over. I was able to put in the reference numbers and the distance and, stuff like that. So either way, things actually went pretty good with measuring too. So what I found is that it's not exactly accurate because it really goes by where you touch your finger on the dot. So as you can see here, I'm trying to use blue dots and I'm touching my finger on it, trying to see what the group would be. I accidentally touched the center there, so it didn't give me my true grouping. Here's one version of it, 2.4 inches. I'll try it again. I do it a couple different times just to kind of see how it works. Here's 2.31 inches. So you can see it's got some issue to it. Either way, folks, this is not an MOA group. I wish I could say it was, And at 200 yards, I wish I was shooting under 2-inch groups. But that's not fortunate for me today. Anyways, this is the target now for real as I walk up to it with the camera. This is what it looks like, to the naked eye, so to speak, not through my phone. And I'm just going to cover these up, and I'm going to, try to make a little bit of a correction to the left and see if I can put them on target. Now, I can already tell you the answer. I don't, but that's okay. Again, it's a learning game with a new rifle, and like I said, I need more time on it. Hopefully the Marksman by Longshot gives me that time to spend a little more time behind the scope instead of walking down the range. So now here I've repositioned it to the other side a little bit just to change the angle and the view. So at 200 yards now I'm shooting it with the camera in a little different position. I'm probably about 10 feet from the target, so it's got a pretty nice ability to zoom in. I don't know what happened with that first shot. All I can say is I wung it high. We won't worry about that one. Everybody's got flyers. That was one for me. The next shot comes in much better down the road here. So the one thing I liked about this is it's clear. The other thing is it's easy to set up. Charge it up, take it down range, turn the thing on, point it at the target, open your app, see it. And then walk back up top. Make sure your phone's in good line of sight. Hit the record button, set your phone down, and go shoot. So I did enjoy that part of it. The downside is, like I said, of this device is it records it on your phone, and it doesn't record it like in your phone's, file bank. It keeps it in the app, so you have to download it from the app to somewhere, and that's a little bit trickier for me. I had to use a Google Drive just because they're so big. This looks like I was grouping well, by the way, and I certainly was on those last two shots, and then I kind of fall apart with another winger up high, and then I try to start kind of controlling the gun. Don't do that on a rifle, folks. That's not the way to do it. You got to keep your composure, set back up, and just shoot like you know you need to shoot. Instead, no, I shoot a couple more rounds and put them in places that I don't really want them to be, but regardless. And then this thing's got some nice features, like I said, that you can measure it, you can mark it, you can take photographs or video of your targets as you're going through it. I found that all to be very useful. It's got, I think, like a 1-year warranty on it, and you can buy extra warranty if you need to on these devices. It's got another kind of like, booster one that you can buy if you want to do longer range. The furthest I can probably shoot on this farm is maybe 400 yards. So for me to have a camera that can reach out 300, it's fine. So this is how 7 shots ended up looking. 2 were decent, 3 were wingers, and who knows what I did with those other 2. Well, regardless, here it is sitting out here by the range. It's a nice little device. It's pretty simple to use, an on and off button on it, little tripod that screws into the base. It's really quite simple. Bunch of LED lights that light up to show you the battery power. It's just what it is. It's basically a camera with a built-in Wi-Fi. If you can get one refurbished or get one as a gift, that's why I'd recommend it. They're kind of expensive, folks. Appreciate you watching my review on it. Have a wonderful weekend.